At this stage, okay. Bria and the boyfriend continues to have this argument. And now we get to understand why it is a deeper conversation, because she talks about how she was in Germany, she did not feel protected, and every time she shows up for anything that her boyfriend has, she's showing up with respect. And I can see that, I can receive that, because then when I invite you to my party, you think that this is nonsense. You're coming there wearing stupid flamingo outfit. Now I can see why she feels this kind of way. Exactly. Erica is here. Hi, girl. Hi.
Hey.
You know what? I can go ahead, talk to the people. I cannot hear you. I'm gonna have to fix my audio. Just go ahead and talk to the people, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I don't know if my audio is any better than Ma's today, but hopefully there's no echoes going on. So, we're talking Martha's Vineyard season 2, episode 8. I think this is, or Summerhouse Martha's Vineyard. Gossip Girls. And I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this one like um maybe an 8. I kind of like this. I felt like this one had some interesting moments with everybody, and with Nick making sure people got the scenarios right. And I loved Nick's girlfriend, how she kind of handled things. So that much I did enjoy. Season 2, episode 8. Let me make sure I'm putting this on my page as well.
Hi, can you hear me? I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, 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 yep.
Alrighty.
Um, so I was just talking about how I understand now why Bria was feeling the type of way that she was feeling, because every time the boyfriend has an event, she's showing up with some class. In fact, sometimes because you're meeting people who don't look like you and you're or the only black person, we tend to, you know, be extra, like you have to be conscious about how people see you. But the white folks don't care. You come over here with your flamingo thing, you think it's cute. There's no effort into the situation.
Yeah, I think that part was true to an extent. I don't know because we weren't there because he says even though, maybe she looked nice or whatever, it sounds like she kind of acted a fool too. So it's kind of Bria is so extra anyway. It's kind of tough to say.
Yeah, she is extra, but she's explaining why she feels uncomfortable because people were coming, were saying some racial slur, and the guy is blind, so blind to it that he doesn't understand. To me, she can be extra, and I get that. But if you feel like your boyfriend is not protecting you in those situations, you're in a foreign country, you're in a place where people don't look like you, speak like you, then it's not even just about being extras. It's like, what are we doing? Why are you not protecting me?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know.
Um, that's true. I guess
So.
I just wonder what her expectations were when she first started dating him. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know. It seems like it's hard to imagine that this is like a new thing. So I don't know.
Mm. So you think that this is not something new, and
Not really. I mean, I'm before because I think when she was on last season, she didn't move to Germany, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking interracial dating, but I'm also not that surprised. And
yeah.
um, there we go. Okay, yeah. So I'm not that surprised, but I think she made some good points. I think maybe she should have
Hmm.
considered that before she moved to a different country because I don't know. I think she may have been blinded by his money for a while until maybe
Hmm.
actually living over there, and then she's like, "Oh, okay," you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
maybe he's feeling like, "Okay, if you acted," because that's the thing. If people made racial slurs, then I guess how do you handle that? You know what I'm saying? Like to me, if he throws this function, she can't get there and suddenly act a fool either. So I guess there has to be some sort of balance. And I think it would be interesting to see because she didn't really say this, but it seems like she's alluding to the fact that he thought it was okay to put on this crazy suit because they were black. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
seems to be
Never.
what she's implying, although she
That's.
didn't really
Mhm.
say that
That's.
directly. But yeah, that seems to
And
be her implication. And so she should say that if that's where she's trying to go with it.
but I also feel like, she has been with this guy for some time now. Why is it that it seems like this is the first time they're having this kind of a conversation? um, if you feel some type of way, if you feel like your guy is not protecting you when it comes to ratio, and somebody spoke on racial slurs, and you felt uncomfortable, and you felt like you needed to push somebody or be physical with somebody, why are you having this conversation now? Why did you have that? Because the boyfriend seemed to be like, oh my gosh, I did not know about that. No, we never said those things, but it's like, oh, this is new information he's receiving.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I was not understanding from from their discussion and from the scenario. Because one is
Mhm.
like, it's not like you just started dating him. You had him on last season and he didn't quite act right. And again, like I said last week or whatever, it reminds me very much of Michael and Ashley from Real Housewives of
Mhm.
Potomac.
Mhm.
So, but he was sort of inappropriate last season and she never kind of alluded to at the time, it just was kind of like he's from Germany or whatever. So she
Mhm.
never gave off the vibe that like, he's acting crazy because, you know, that's because he's around black people, because that's kind of
Mhm.
a pretty deep statement. And then to say, oh, okay, you act all nice and classy with your friends,
Mhm.
that's like, I
Mhm.
don't know. So that's kind of a
Maybe.
shocking thing to say. And he was there last season. So it wasn't like she just started dating him. So to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, all of these issues just suddenly come about, and to be loosely tied to him wearing the flamingo suit, just it's kind of a lot to wrap your mind around that
Right.
they haven't discussed this before. So yeah, I agree.
Maybe it's because he never came with gifts. Remember the last time he came over here, nobody wanted to see him, and he brought very expensive gifts to everybody, and everybody was compromised. Everybody became blind, and so even when he jumped into the pool, nobody was ready to say, "Oh, yo, what is he doing?" No, no, no. You already compromised. He already gave you some expensive gifts. You know.
Right, exactly. And I think that the only thing to me, I guess, would be maybe she was dealing with it for a while because of the money he was spending, and now the money isn't as, maybe it's not as relevant anymore. I'm not sure. But it's interesting that she has these complaints now, because it seems like a lot of this, I guess maybe it's just a buildup, and this is the last thing, because a lot of it is like, okay,
Um,
this is a lot for the
I
flamingo suit.
I don't think is not is I don't think it's that the money is not relevant anymore. I think that she has found a platform where she nobody knew about the boyfriend. But now she has this platform that she is the one who brought this platform to him. And so she has something that she can hold on to. You have catered for me, you have, paid for my trips, you have taken care of my lifestyle. But yo, I have a TV show that I'm bringing you onto this. So all the things that I had compromised on, all the things that I would have loved to speak on, but then I wasn't able to speak on those things because, you're supporting me financially now. While I need your money, I also feeling some like we are equals in this relationship because okay, everybody now knows you, or anybody who watches this show knows who you are. So now I can speak on these things that have made me very uncomfortable in the relationship. This reminds me of so many people who have stayed in a relationship because, and I'm going to just talk about my African people, where you stay in a relationship because of financial independence that you have. You're depending on somebody financially. You're going to compromise on so many things because the things that you're not happy about, but then you cannot talk about those things because then the financial aspect is going to be taken away from you. And then your lifestyle is compromised.
Right. I agree. I think that is sort of what happened to her, and I don't know, like, I just it's shocking to imagine that you're just, I guess he must, I mean, those watches were really expensive, so,
They must
you
have
know
been because they made Simon change his mind. A military guy was like, okay, okay, so
yeah, so, because to me, I'm like, "Okay, it's one thing to have a rich boyfriend, it's another thing to move to Germany." So, that's
Mhm, mhm. Right.
that is totally, and especially if you're like, I don't even think they're engaged, so that's a lot to do for a boyfriend,
And
honestly.
and even the mother is like, yo, don't just leave him just because. I feel like the mom is like, I need my mortgage paid, so let's not just kick him out.
Yeah, I think the mother was kind of probably like, "Okay," because, that's how Bria is, like, one minute she's cool, the next minute she's over the top, and she's kinda like, "Okay," but there are ramifications if you send him packing,
Mhm,
um, especially,
mhm,
like, if you use his credit card and stuff. I was like,
mhm,
"Girl, stop."
mhm,
So
right. Let's talk about the Amira's girlfriend, and maybe we can talk about that at the end because that's what continues into the next episode. I'm going to talk about just the pregnant girl,
oh, yeah,
Jasmine.
Jasmine and Jordan.
Jasmine and Jordan. They are chit chatting when they are riding their bike, and she keeps saying, maybe this is my friend that I knew. And I've, like we said the last episode, like, what, people grow in a relation, in a friendship. Okay, she's still stuck with her DJ lifestyle. This is not, your friend is no longer in that kind of a lifestyle. All right. If the husband was here, trust and believe, she'll be focusing on her man way more than anything else.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, on the other hand, I feel like I have to go back and look at where everybody lives because I'm like, can't you all just go for dinner or something? Like, why is it this deep where
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, this is like having my friend back. I mean, maybe I mean, if she wants to, you can do a girls trip or something. Like, I feel like just because
Mm-hmm.
someone is married doesn't mean that they have to totally
Mm-hmm.
cut off their
Mm-hmm.
single friends.
Right.
But yeah, maybe because to me, even at a certain point, I feel like Shanice has to get tired of coming home drunk and passing out and throwing up and stuff. Like it's I don't know. So I just feel like sooner or later, you can go out with your girls and have drinks. Like look at Real Housewives, any of the Real Housewives franchise. They go on girls trips. They go,
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
ones where they're all married with kids and stuff. They go on girls trips. They do a weekend somewhere. They have drinks. They meet for dinners. Like I don't see
Mm-hmm.
why I'm not really sure what Jordan is really expecting. Like you all can't go on like a singles trip and you all can't, but you can certainly go out for drinks or something. You don't have to get wasted. It's
Right.
not college or undergrad, but if you live in a place where if you live in the same city, like I'm not sure if Jasmine,
I
I
thought,
think she's in New York,
yeah,
but
I
it's
thought they
like,
live in New York City.
yeah,
I
so I'm
thought
kind of like,
so.
can't y'all just meet for sushi or something? Like, I don't see why it's this dramatic. Where she's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I have my friend back." So, I
Yeah,
don't know. I
and
don't know.
it doesn't have to be like, you as a married wife, you're going back home at midnight. No, people, you can do stuff. You can go to a spa. You can do whatever you want to do. I feel like, um, I don't know. I feel like it's deeper than that, because even when Jasmine was sending her husband over to his mission, or whatever he is right now, military, she posted a picture. I did not see her on that picture. I saw Bria, I saw Nick, and there was Alex. I never saw her. She wasn't there. So if you're supporting me and my relationship, why are you not there when I'm sending my husband away? You know what I mean? So I feel like it's something deeper than what they are telling us.
Yeah, I agree, or it's something where, maybe Jordan I don't know if it's something that Jordan has to make an adjustment for, like, I'm not really sure. Yeah, like, I don't think they've shown us enough to really know what the actual issue is this season or last season, because it seemed like it was some sort of discomfort last season. She felt a ways because she thought Jasmine was trying to hook her up with Amir. So I
Mm-hmm,
don't know.
mm-hmm,
Like I
mm-hmm.
I don't really see what the big fallout is, and I don't feel like they've shown us enough in either season to get a gist of
And
why.
that's why the reunion is important. They're gonna be answering all these questions at the reunion. Okay.
Well, I hope so
I
because
hope
they
so.
haven't answered it, and we're coming up to the finale, so
Let's talk about Amir's girlfriend and their relationship. Girl. um, I, Go ahead.
yeah, no, it's tough with them because I feel like if Amir, like if he likes it, we love it. She seems a little crazy to me, but if he's okay with it, then fine. But what I think is weird is having her, so I don't know, like her sort of in the mix of everything. So
Yeah,
me, when
she's
she was
new to
sitting there
us.
with Bria and the other girls, and then
Yes,
she told
and
them like, oh, maybe I should say something to her, and they could have just told her then like, no.
no, don't say anything. Right, right, right. Although, Although Bria said, you know what, I'm not gonna bring it into anybody's relationship. I don't wanna indulge. She should have read the room. And the other girl said, no, I don't need to talk about that. I don't know why she felt the need to go and stir the pot. And then she's been supported by the guy because Amir was supporting her. Even when they're texting, messaging, why is it like a couple effort to like try and rescue this girl? Oh, I did not get why the discussion or the confrontation now became Bria and Nick. I was hoping that it's gonna be either this girl, Amir's girlfriend, Vanessa is her name,
Isn't it Natalie or something? Did you say?
Natalie. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, or the new girl who was like, I never said anything, and she kind of um and I'm with Preston. I'm like, if you have an issue with Nick, and just like Alex said, if you have an issue with Kim and you feel uncomfortable in some type of way, because I did not see anything in a inappropriate that he said about to Bria, to the Shanice girl, or to the new girl. There was nothing inappropriate that that man said or did to make them feel the need to now put or plant some seeds in Nick's girlfriend's mind that my dude over here is acting some type of way. And I applaud her by saying, you know what, I don't have time for this. I'm leaving. You don't need to tell me anything.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. But well, a couple things. One is Bria and specific Noelle didn't really say that much, I guess, or I guess she said it at the time, but Bria and Shanice were basically like, "Oh, his eyes were wandering, and I wouldn't want my man to do that." Well,
Mhm.
Shanice, I'm like, "You don't want taking your shirt off all the time.
Yeah.
So why are you taking your top off and think ain't nobody gonna look unless they're single? Like that doesn't even make sense. Like that she
Right?
even thinks that." And then with Bria basically, if you really feel like he would sleep somebody if they gave him the chance, then just say it. But really, like, if that's what you think, that's what you think. You're entitled to your opinion. But is that something to go to his girlfriend with? No. Because if he hadn't cheated, then the fact that you think he would cheat, how is that even relevant to the relationship? You know what I'm
And
saying? You were
yeah,
mad because your boyfriend was in the hot tub with Shanice naked. So like, what are
okay.
you talking about? So um,
It is, and
but
it's very normal for anybody. If a guy passed by me, I've been married for many, many years, but if a dude came over here and they're naked, trust and believe, you're gonna be looking, whether you like it or not. It's human nature. It's human nature.
yeah, and then another thing, I think Noel's point was he took this photo with Jordan and Summer
Oh
that she
my
wouldn't want her
gosh.
man to take. And it's like, he's not your man, no. So to me, and if it's a photo, his girlfriend is going to see the show. So just let her see the show. But to me, it's
Yes.
like, okay. The only thing I will say that Natalie had a good point with is if we're sitting here talking about it,
Then
if
why
she's
not
my
bring it up?
friend, I should tell
Right.
her.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, tell her. But it's like, it definitely seemed very gossipy. It seemed kind of almost like we don't like how Nick moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's like if Summer or Jordan had went to her and been like, he was too friendly and I had to tell him to get up off me. Like if Jordan said something to her, then it would kind of make sense because those are the ones he's closer to and flirting with or whatever.
I
But it's
disagree.
like,
I disagree because this is not the first time. This is the second season of my black people being in Martha's Vineyard. Nick's girlfriend has already seen the first season on how the boyfriend relates to other people. If she doesn't have a problem with it, why do you think that she's gonna care? Because he has not done anything different than he did the first season. Nothing. Nothing. So why do you think now? Oh my gosh, you're gonna have this meeting, and we're gonna try to save, this girl because we need her to know. It's bullshit. She has watched the show. She doesn't have a problem with her man. Why do you want to think that you bringing this information? It's like new information. It's nothing new.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I can see where if you consider her your friend, you would tell her. But I don't feel like if he hasn't cheated, I don't see how it's going to do anything. Well, what it's doing, like making Nick mad at you. But if you don't care, it depends on who you're friends with, who you have allegiance to. If Nally is like, oh, okay, Tasia is my friend and I owe this duty to her, then okay, get it started. But like the last time, Bria was like, we didn't even know about you. And I feel like last season he was acting more like he would mess with somebody if he could.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
this season he was kind of like, I have a girlfriend, but if you're gonna show me your tatas, I'm gonna look. So, but he didn't really seem to like, I don't know, like last year people were talking about DMs and stuff, but this
Yeah.
year he just seemed like he was just, if you were out there shaking it, he was looking. So I don't see, like I don't really see where it's that deep where she couldn't just watch it on the show and if she got mad, she got mad. But if
Mhm.
they want to take the time to tell her, I guess it depends on, if you really honestly believe he was doing something wrong. And if Bria's perspective is, I think he is like a cheat or he would cheat if one of us gave him the opportunity, then stand on it. But don't be in there acting like, no, I didn't think you were inappropriate with me and you were the one who really got this all started. Because to me,
Mhm.
if they really didn't think they just thought he was too flirty or whatever,
Mhm.
then they should have told Natalie not to go back to her. But,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
I also got confused when Natalie said, "Oh, me and her are very good friends." I'm like, when did you become friends? When did you become friends with this girl?
that's the thing too. That's the only thing I will say is Nick, for whatever reason, Nick didn't really want to hold Natalie accountable for stirring up mess. Because I was
Mhm.
like, she heard a conversation. She wasn't even there for Nick to see Nick do any sort of flirting one way or the other. So this is kind of like third hand information at this point.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she's the one who's going to run back with it. So that's the part where I'm like, why is Nick not upset with Natalie? And
I
for her to, because it's like Natalie lives in Dallas. I don't know where Tasia lives. Where do Tasia and Nick live? Let me Google that because it's like, how y'all
I
even
thought
friends?
they,
Y'all
I
see each
think
other
they live in
once.
New York City. I thought they lived in New York City.
Let's see. I think
Uh,
so. I don't know.
I thought so. I thought they live in New York City. I also don't like. I don't like. This is just the second season of this show. I don't want to be introduced to so many characters. I want to get used to my black people first before you start introducing other new characters who don't even, don't feel comfortable being around black people. Please spare me. Spare the hell out of me. Spare me. Okay. Let's just enjoy a few seasons of just the main cast. Let's just enjoy them first before we start bringing in all these new people. Ah,
I agree. I mean, I guess if Amir's with somebody, then it's fine. Let's see.
how
Let's
do they
see
live?
here. I'm trying to see where Nick actually is. Does he actually
Hey,
live in New
Goody.
York? Let's.
Yeah, I told you they live in New York City. Come on, Goody, Goody. I think this is Goody. Assertions, intentions. That must be Goody. She's the one who is very spiritual. Hey, girl. Hey, come over here. I sent the link on our group, IG group. Come on. Did you find it? Do you know where they live? I think they live in New York City.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they live in New York City.
Let
Come
me
on,
see if
Goody. I sent you the link. What the heck? It's on our IG group between you, Erica, and myself. Come over here and let us know about these people, because you're always meeting them on New York streets. Uh, so I think some of them, or most of them, they live in New York City. Hmm. Uh, so that's what I'm saying. How did you become good friends that now you feel very comfortable, to go? And here's the thing: if you felt like, oh my gosh, this is my friend, then maybe you'd have told the girls at that point that, what, I have to mention this to my girlfriend. You never made it clear that you're gonna be going over there and talking to Nick about it, because Bria said, I don't feel comfortable talking to people about their relationship. And all the girls over there, they did not agree to, yeah, let's take this message to her.
Yeah, I think the girls were like, "Okay, let her do it." And,
Mm-hmm.
and it just
And
came
that
back
caused a
on them.
mess. Mm-hmm. 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 The girls were like, okay, let 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 her. Okay, now Goody, she does not. Goody is like, okay, Goody, here is a link. Come over here, talk to us. So anyway, I'm glad that it's one more episode left, right? Oh, here she is. Goody, goody,
So
goody.
yeah, they are New Yorkers.
That's what I said.
I've run into Alex, Tasia, and Nick.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Alex is in New York City? Goody. I didn't know that Alex is in New York City.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they're in New York. Um, I haven't seen Jordan or Bria, but I haven't been looking for them. And they likely wouldn't hang with the same crowd or be at the same events I would be at. They'd likely be more at um Simon type of events.
Okay, so what are
Um,
your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the last episode? Because we have
I I think it's absolutely preposterous that the same women who were all over Nick had the audacity
Mhm.
to make him look like a creep. Now, they're thinking it's harmless. And they're probably thinking it's harmless because they don't work corporate jobs.
Mm,
But I get the impression that Nick is a corporate worker. You
mm,
cannot put those creep vibes out there on TV. It trickles into your real life.
mm,
And I do believe that Amir and Natalie are trying to play at Natalie being there full time next season. But there's no place
mm.
for her in a black Martha's
No.
Vineyard. Amir and her need to be on the other the other summer house.
Okay, I agree. I agree.
They need to
That's
be
what I
over
said.
there flipping into the pool because Natalie wouldn't have any problem flipping into the pool with with the broskies. I
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
it's absolutely atrocious. And if I were Nick, I would have went all the way in. I would have been like, "Oh, really, Shanice? Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't you saying this, that, and the third, and you was gonna do all of this and that because I had the fake tattoos on? That wasn't you? Because that made me uncomfortable, and it makes me
Hmm.
uncomfortable when you have your ass out and your breast out all day long. That makes me
Hmm.
uncomfortable. And how about you, Miss Sleep Support?" And
Oh,
Noel, really? I've never touched. I'll be like, Noel, I've never touched you, because that's essentially what he was saying. He was like, Miss Ma'am.
I know you're trying so hard to fit in, but I don't know who you are.
He said he called her Miss Ma'am, and she was like, she was about to. They shouldn't have let Natalie carry on with this. This screams of a production. Production did this.
Mm.
There's absolutely no way.
Hmm.
Well, I feel like I don't know. I mean, production probably did do it, but I do feel like Bria specifically. I don't know if Noelle really cared enough. But I feel like Bria and Shanice definitely were like, okay, we'll be messy, but let Natalie get it, because they
Hmm.
both were kind of like they
But
both
for
had a lot to
what?
say about what they thought about Nick, but they weren't going to be bold enough to say it to Tasia themselves. So I definitely feel like
But you know what
they
I
were
mean.
okay with Natalie going to her for sure.
But for what? Why is it so serious for Bria to say
Mhm.
anything to Tasia. She was just asking a man for sleep support. Why did it's not like she has this high bar for relationships. She was
Mhm.
just asking this man for sleep support.
I
Mhm.
think for Bria, she thinks the same way they think about Alex. She thinks that Nick is an F boy. I think last season when she was bringing it to Tasia, where she was like, "We didn't even know about you." They all thought last season, to me,
But
that
it's
Nick was not
it's
letting them
over.
know who he had a girlfriend, who his
Mhm.
girlfriend was, to see if he could hit. And then once
Mhm.
nobody was interested, that's when he's like, "Oh, I have a girlfriend." And that's why
Mhm.
she went to the girl last season. This season, she came in, and I think she still thinks the same thing, except now she's like, if any of us would give him some, and we know he has a girlfriend and not say anything, he would do it. That's what
Not
she
for nothing,
thinks.
I don't think Bria's his type. Or
I mean,
in a
I don't think
Right.
any of them
Right.
are really classy enough
Any
for
of
him
them.
anyway.
Right.
But that's what they think about him. And that's what at least she and Shanice think for sure. And I think they don't want to be they didn't want to look messy themselves and go back to
but
her.
you
So that's
still look
why
messy because you were in that hammock. There's no way
yeah,
that Natalie should have been relaying any information. And not for
Right. That's
nothing,
what I
you're
said.
from Texas. There's no way that we are that cool after one brunch that you
That's
feel
what
the
I
need to come and stand by the stupid girl code. Amir is 5. You can tell he's 5. You can tell he's immature and he just doesn't get it.
yeah. So I do feel like I agree with you. Production was like, okay, let's do this. But I definitely feel like Bria and Shanice were like, okay, take it back. And they
But you
didn't
want to
even
know
think,
another part of the thing? You know why they could get Bria and Shanice to do that?
Mm.
Because of the Caucasian component. Because they don't Natalie doesn't know. Amir doesn't know. They think that they're going to get any type of every black girl to pop her neck and be messy and nasty. What they don't know is Tasia carries herself in a certain way because
Yes.
Tasia likely has a career that she doesn't
Yes.
want them to be on TV.
Mhm.
You know, she doesn't
Mhm.
want to damage her actual character
I
on a
agree.
reality show. She'll pop in, she'll have a little bit of fun, she'll show her face, but she's not fit to act out on the damn show. She comes
I
from
agree.
something. You can tell she come from something and she's not going to let reality
Mhm.
TV tear that thing apart. But
Mhm.
production can't know that because production doesn't really know what to do with the blacks. They don't really even understand that there's different level of black folk behavior.
Mhm. Mhm.
They
yeah, and
don't
I
get
I
think
it.
also they didn't realize that Nick would bring it back to the original people that were talking. You know what I'm saying? Because even with the text messages and stuff, they didn't realize that Nick and probably Tasia have discussed like this how we gonna roll this summer. This how we gonna handle things. Because even last season, you know, and I guess we'll see more in the reunion. Bria came to Tasia, and we never really saw if it had any impact on Tasia or not because they didn't have no reunion. So that will be the
Mhm.
thing. Like, does it really even? Did it affect her
My
last?
under They say that
But
Tasia and Nick aren't together anymore. I hope that's not the case
mm, mm.
because he has
Well,
bones. Like he has the good bones for like, you know, a husband or whatever. He has the good bones. He's a gentleman. Does he have some stuff that you need to whip into shape? Of course, they all do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I agree with you, Goody, because any other girl, when another girl is pulling you aside and telling you, there's something I need to talk to you about, you'll be jumping into that information, be like,
They
what's
couldn't
it?
have done
What's
it to
going
Bria.
on? Mm,
But you
mm,
see, they can't get the same reaction out of Tasia. And
mm-hmm,
I think that's what surprised them. Also, I don't think they been so Natalie had to tell. I don't even think Tasia told Nick what was up. He just saw her mood shift
mm-hmm,
and he asked Natalie directly what it was. She thought
mm-hmm,
she was ready for showtime. I don't think she understand how the blacks is dragging her and gonna continue to drag her. My understanding, taking a step back, from
mm-hmm.
some murmurings or rumblings around, is Amir is having a fit saying that if Natalie can't come back, because the people don't want to see Natalie again when they scream.
No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her.
And
I
he's
don't want
like,
to see
if
her.
Natalie can't come back, he's not coming back. And to
That's
that,
fine.
I say
That's
goodbye.
fine. Bye. Why?
Also,
That's
I don't
nice.
know. Did y'all see the interview between or the live between Preston and Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac?
Yes, yes, I did. Yes,
Did you
he did.
see how
He
Preston,
spoke
who do
about
you
that.
think is the one that is popping off? Because
What do you,
Preston said somebody came there acting like they wanted Showtime
I
and he
think
was
it's Natalie.
surprised. You think that's Amir?
It's either Amira or Natalie, one of those two.
I would I wouldn't even really want to see Natalie at the reunion.
She will have to come because she's talked about how uncomfortable she was around black people. So I'm sure Bravo is gonna bring her
No,
in because
Preston
now
said he
Bravo.
held him. Preston says he held Amir accountable for some of those things.
I'm sure the girlfriend is gonna come. They always give these white people an opportunity to
You
explain
see, a show
themselves.
like this is so nuanced because you think you're going to get a certain response, but
Mhm.
the black folk who go to the vineyard or the black folk who aspire to be of the vineyard is not any of the Negroidian behavior, and it's not even
Right.
the it's not like the other summer house where they run around naked. It's not like it's really not even what Shanice is giving.
Mm-hmm.
But also, though, I would say this: if Tasia was there longer, then it might be different. But if she's just in for a couple days, it's like they don't even really have a chance to, because
She's
basically she's
a busy
there to kind
girl.
of hang with Nick. They don't really have a chance to get in her head like they would. Because to me, if she had been there and she's back there in the back on the bike ride, or they're doing some hike or something, then maybe they would have really had a chance to have a real conversation with her. But
Mhm.
last season and this season, it's kind of like she comes in, hey, she's at a party, she's
I
with
think
Nick,
that's because she has a
whatever.
real job.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying the reasoning behind it, but she's not even there long enough for them to really be like, girl, this is what he did. Because
But
you don't
also,
have
if
to
he was
really.
there, he wouldn't be doing the things that they were accusing him of doing.
Mhm.
Right, of course, of course. So it's like, so it's really an interesting dynamic with her, because it's like as soon as she comes in, they're moving in, right? But then and they don't really have that because Preston is the only other person, who's bringing somebody, and nobody else is gay there, so we don't, it's no drama with him. And then Amir was single last year, so but
And then Alex is not for the foolishness because Alex is also not going to lose his good job. Alex was like, "Yeah, I see you. I'm gonna be meditating over here with my shoes off, sitting at crisscross applesauce and writing my songs."
well, to me, I feel like if there was someone that you liked on the house and you started to, get romantically involved, I don't think that would necessarily harm your corporate job.
No,
However,
I don't. But it's
if
these.
with
It's the
Summer
way they're.
acting crazy,
It's the way
now
they're
you don't
being
need no extra drama
accusatory.
either. So
From the time that Summer was like, he was inside of me, he was like, "Oh hell no, you ain't. Nope, nope." You see, he kept to himself. But this is the thing. You can't. I feel like they suffer from trying to feel like that girl or everybody wants me. He's on my body. He's on my body. Nobody's on your body.
Mm.
Is Nick a little too touchy feely? Sure, but if you set boundaries,
Mhm.
he can't be like that. If you be like, "Yo, don't touch me, bro. I don't like it. I don't like people touching me." He's not. He doesn't strike me as the kind of person who can't hear you and respond to that.
Right. I
yeah, I
agree.
agree. I agree with that as well. But I think what's interesting is you do kind of want to see, just in terms of the show, it's like, because I've only seen a couple of the other Summer House, but you do want somebody to hook up with somebody. So I'm like, if y'all ain't gonna hook up in the house, y'all need to be going to other Martha Vineyards parties. You need to go, because I know a friend of mine, he does the comedy festival there. You need to go to the comedy festival, hook up with a comedian, do some. But I need y'all to, like, y'all get naked in front of people who are already in relationships.
But
Like,
isn't that the thing about black folk though? Like we are so trained not to go and show our ass in public. You see the only people really showing their ass. And they're very
Well,
Christianese who
I'm
has
not
a
saying
white
that.
mother.
Like, you don't have to show your ass, but you can also date and have some romance. That's all I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be disgusting, but you can.
yeah, you don't have to be disgusting, but even if you look at what was the show in New Orleans with the people from Ready to Love? Zadia and them. You see how they was treating Zadia because she brought the fella home? Like the people will judge you harshly
That's true.
when you bring, but you do have a point. Erica like it. Erica like
You
it
don't
to
have to
get
bring the person back
nasty.
to the house, but you could just be coming back. You could do the walk of shame in the morning or something. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to bring them back, but you could just be popping up in the morning like, oh, my boo's here for breakfast. And then, he lives in Cali, so I won't see him again until next summer. Like, we could do whatever.
What do
But
you think the dynamic would be like if they actually had them out there um, during the peak time where there's parties, where there are people to really connect with and hook up with, where like if they
Wow.
were there, I think maybe 2 to 3 weeks earlier than they actually showed up to film, there
Hmm.
would have been all kind of black folk out there partying. The Greeks would have been out there.
Mm.
I mean,
Because
I just think it would be a little bit more interesting in terms
yeah,
of
because now,
watching the show.
Jordan is over here saying, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I'm like, come on, man. Can we just, because
Jordan is the odd one. Because
I'd
she
be
wants
happy
to.
if Jordan met a woman, something. Because I'm like, Jordan just seems very upset with life. So I'm
yeah,
not really sure
I'm
what's
like, she
going on.
needs something. I know. I'm like, she needs something. You know,
She, whether it's a man or a woman, Jordan, just
something.
have a good time.
Something. But
Something is gonna bring her blood pressure down, man. I'm like, girl.
I
But I'm
don't know.
glad it's only 9 episodes because I'm like, if this was any longer, I would be like, okay, I'm over it. So I'm glad.
Mm,
I mean, I'm liking the season, and I definitely want them to come back. But I'm like, we need a
mm.
little bit more spice because to me, I feel like that's how come you all have enough time to try to mess up Nick's little relationship because you all are basically in the house bored for 15 days.
But then again, I look at it. I'm like, uh, then black folks, we have so many responsibilities, or them even going to Mother's Vineyard, they explain about the history. They go to this place where they remember the last season where they went to this lady and she's walking through them and explaining some stuff. And yet on the other side, like Erica is saying, the other cast from the white people over here, their summer house, it's just summer house, they're just having fun, drinking, getting drunk. But then we're expecting our black people, to talk to us about racial stuff. Come on, can we just relax
I
and
don't know. I feel like it would be better. They need to bring more alphas, single alphas, a
mm.
few more AKAs, something.
Yes.
Or, I mean, like you said, they can come either during a little bit when it's a little bit more people there, or I know during the comedy festival there, because that festival sells out. So there's a lot of people there then a little bit.
Mm.
So there's a little bit more of a mix if everybody, if they're not going to kind of change the house up a little bit. Cause it's like, okay, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the next season. Cause like you said, it depends on, but to me, if it's these same people and they come back,
Then what is it that they're
I
gonna
don't
I
know.
do
I
don't
with
want to
gotta
it?
see everybody come back. Like I'm good on Summer. I could do without her.
Oh my gosh,
well,
yeah.
to me, Summer and Jordan, like, if they come back, they have to like do something different.
Give us something.
Because
They
Yeah.
have to come back
Jordan,
after therapy.
yeah, like Jordan has had a stank attitude for 2 seasons now, so I don't want to do it for a third season.
Right? Right?
And Summer was fun last season. This season,
No.
and this is what I mentioned too, Goody. And I guess this season, maybe it's her grandmother's surgery. Cause I was like, other than her grandmother's surgery, all these other issues have existed your entire life. So I don't know why
Mm.
it's coming to a head this summer while we're watching you during these 8 episodes.
Right.
But I want you to get through it, of course, but it just seems like okay. But I can see why she would be upset about not being there for her grandmother's surgery. So I get that, but
Yeah, but unless this like what kind of surgery is it? They removing her brain? Like when you sign up to not be there, you know what I'm saying? If her grandmother could be on the phone, that means she'll be all right.
Right?
so I don't know.
I
I feel
think
like
that's an
there's something else
excuse.
going on with
I
Summer
think the thing
outside
that's
of
going on with Summer is the rejection from Alex.
Rejection. Yes. Yes. I agree. I agree. And then so Jordan is like nobody cares. Nobody cares. And now she goes back to home. I'm losing my hair. Okay. Sure.
And then isn't that for Jordan's like she want to be that chick, but her wigs are atrocious
Mm.
and
and
she
then
can't
also
get braids.
like I said before, I need to do more research because she was like when she was telling this story about Summer, I was like, how much DJing is she doing that she can afford to live on Fifth Avenue or wherever the heck she said she lived? And I was
She
like, wait, you
did.
live where? And then I
Right.
was
She
like,
live on Park Ave.
Park Avenue. So I was like, wait,
It's
what?
expensive. That's
I
expensive.
was like, okay, are you doing more than DJing?
She
Because
probably, you don't think she's still a Playboy bunny, or maybe
Uh-huh.
Playboy is not paying.
so.
Who's ever paying, I don't think it's Playboy. I'll say
So let
that.
me take a step back. My niece just graduated from college,
Hmm.
and she's a model. So I'm like, "What are you gonna do now?" And she's like, "I'm modeling." Granted, she went to school for business administration. So one of her gigs, her steady gig, is to go and take pictures for Saks Fifth Avenue,
Hmm.
and that's a 9 to 5 job. She gets there at 9 in the morning. They
Mm.
start taking pictures of them wearing different outfits. So maybe she's doing something like that.
Okay, it's okay.
Well, yeah. How old?
Maybe
How
she
old is
is
your
doing
niece
something
though?
like that, but
Huh?
still, is that like Park Avenue money? Like
Might
that's a lot
be
of
like
money.
like it's a 9 to 5 job. Like, but my niece is a Wilhelmina model. Like, she's a model. She
That's what I'm
goes, yeah,
saying. Yeah, and she's young. I mean,
that's true too. Like that, there
yeah,
is that. That she's
yeah.
not doing enough DJing to be. It's not just DJing that got her on Park Avenue, and
And I don't think
I
it's just
haven't seen her
modeling that got
DJing
her on Park
anything.
Avenue either, unless she's on billboards or something. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
haven't seen her
I
DJing
feel like
anything out here like that. She's not
yeah, and I
DJing out here like that.
like even that Saks
Mhm.
Fifth Avenue money. I think that would give you a nice spot in maybe Brooklyn or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Maybe Brooklyn
maybe Brooklyn. Like New York is so expensive. And when she
I
was like,
swear.
"Oh my plate," I feel like she got to have a sugar daddy, which she needs to
or
explain to us
roommates,
on the show.
because
Oh,
there be a lot
roommate.
of a
Yeah,
lot of these people be
roommate.
having a million roommates.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
roommate.
now that I do believe. If it's just a room on an
Hmm.
apartment on Park Avenue, then that might be different. I'll give
Well,
you that.
that's what I'm saying. But even if it's a room, you're still gonna say that I live in Park Avenue. So
Right, exactly. So if she
yeah.
has a ton of roommates, I'll let that slide.
Hmm.
But
Who do
otherwise, I'm
you think we could build a show around next
I
season?
feel like Simon, and Jasmine, okay, and Bria and the boyfriend, because they talked about deep issues about racial, him not being blind about that. We can talk about that. I mean, I'm exhausted about talking about racial issues and all that, But we can talk about that. We can also include Alex
I
or
think
even.
Alex could be a good for the show, but he has to be around people he trusts. He does not trust that sect of people. He
yeah,
doesn't
it's
trust the
Mhm,
women.
yeah, I'm
mhm.
50-50. Alex doesn't have to come back really, unless he's gonna do something of importance.
Yeah.
I like Noelle, so I feel like she was a
I like
fun
Yes,
Noelle,
I like
even though
addition.
she was
Noel.
that was stupid what she did this week. Because it's like,
Yeah.
why are you mad, Nick, if you're not guilty? Because you're accusing me of doing something
Yes.
that you're
Man,
now
it's
saying you didn't
not
say.
even that.
Yeah.
You can accuse me of whatever. It's the next thing to say you're gonna take it to my girl and mess my relationship up. Like
Yes.
Right.
you what you think, bring it to me and we can have it out. But
Right.
you're not gonna take it to
Don't.
my girl and now try to cause
Mm-hmm.
issues. Like that's where it's like, okay, you're crossing lines.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick he could come back if he's engaged, and maybe Tasia wants to come in for a few extra days.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't know. And
I
then
enjoy him
Jasmine,
though. I think he's hilarious.
yeah, I think Nick is okay. He's kind of fun.
I
Bria,
like him. I
I
like
hate to
him.
say it. I'm not a fan of Bria's, but she definitely makes the show.
She's
So
good
she and
TV. She's
Milo,
good TV.
hopefully
Mm-hmm.
Milo isn't lost, but she and Milo can come back.
Oh, Milo hiding from that ass. Like, yo, I just needed a break. You had me in the
Milo is
club.
like Milo's
Milo,
like, I'm
like you try to
tired of
have
the
me in the
drama. What are
club.
you yelling? Thank you. Leave me alone. Just let me be free out here in these woods. So Bria
Like,
and Milo can come back. I wouldn't
okay.
even be able to see Bria with somebody new if she gives Simon the boot. I'm okay with Simon coming or not coming, but Bria is
Mm-hmm.
interesting, you know, because she's
Mm-hmm.
just sort of a different, she's just a different flavor. And
Mm-hmm.
then Summer and
Yes.
Jordan, it's a soft no. Like it's not a hard no. Y'all can get yourselves together, but I can't watch another 8 episodes of you all moping every single time. Like I can't.
All right. Jasmine. Jasmine.
I don't even know if Jasmine would want to be there. Like, I can't see her want to take 15 days away from her child.
Mm, mm.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, I don't know because it's like she did originally bring the
Everybody
people
together.
together, but I don't know if
Right.
she's really the glue now because now people are taking trips without her. So it's kind of like, you know,
Isn't it interesting? Let's take a step back to that, though.
Mm.
That Summer was so ready to ice her out, but in the end, Jasmine was the one who checked on Summer.
Just right all the time. All the time. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then Summer started feeling iced out by Preston and Jordan.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Summer
And I
is a
think what
very
really
solid.
hurt Nick's feelings is that he was also a part of that little clique that they had. So he didn't understand why they was flipping on him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure. And I'm 50-50 on Preston. Like I think Preston is
Too
cool.
mature for this bunch.
I mean, I feel like Preston is sort of like the like when you're writing a story, you have like the mirror character, like the character that the person goes to talk to all the time. And I kind of feel like Preston is there because I don't know. I don't know. I guess I need to talk to my gay friends because, like, do you really have fun going out with 20 straight people all the, you know, like it's just, I don't know. I don't
You
know.
know who I want? I want the guy. What's his name? The guy who pooped and did not flush. I want
Phil
him back. Yes, I want Phil back. I also want the girl back.
and
The
Mariah.
girl.
The problem with
Yes,
Phil,
I
I
want
don't think
Mariah
this
back.
is Phil's I don't think this is Phil's tribe. I feel like
Ah,
Phil's tribe is a less uptight
they're
set
so
of
tight.
folks.
They're so tight. Yeah,
They
yeah,
are uptight and honestly they're a little bit elitist.
yeah. Mm.
Like he's just from a lower class than they envision themselves to be from. Even though I don't know how they could come up with that cuz half of them don't even know who their father is and all, like their mother was one night standing all over the place. Like I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, so I think, well, I don't know because I think Phil would add an interesting dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
but like I just don't think they're going to let him come back. So, you know, but I think he would. I mean, I think if they brought someone there who was more
Free
a little bit
spirited, free
more hood
spirit.
but
Yeah,
still had that sort of prestige, I think that person would add a good dynamic to the group because I feel like they do overdo it with the bouginess, to be honest. So I
yeah.
think if
It's
they had someone that was a little bit more like I'm, you know, like I know how to dress and I have my because there are plenty of people who have
yeah,
degrees
like
still a
hood
little
hood
street,
smart."
and
yeah.
I
Like
think
I
that would
was.
be a little bit refreshing, but you know.
I agree because I was shocked to hear that Jasmine's mom is a convicted. Like, what? Why
That's
are you
not
convicted?
shocking. That's
But
not shocking.
okay, oh,
I could
really?
see it.
Shit.
I mean,
And
I
depending on how old, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. The homelessness,
I don't think
Oh,
sleeping
it's
in the
how?
car.
that surprising, but I think it's just the interesting way that, like with Summer, that they all are presenting Like, oh, okay, I'm,
Brokenness. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
upper
I'm
echelon, and then you
right,
find out,
exactly,
but your
exactly,
mama was a trailer trash hoe.
right. So
That
I
I
think
have.
that's what's interesting. That part is a
And
little bit interesting.
Shanice crying. She doesn't have money for the lawyer. She just lost her job. But I'm like, oh my gosh, the heck, you know.
I
That
don't know.
would be
I'd be.
interesting to know a little bit more about Shanice's crazy background. I know she probably got a lot of skeletons that could probably fly out that closet. That's why she's so quick to get drunk and
To
take her
go
shirt off.
naked,
She don't
right?
want to answer no questions about nothing.
She's
You
just gonna
ask
get
Shanice
drunk.
anything, anything serious, she gonna lift that shirt right on up.
Oh, you're trying to have depth.
She comes in with that
Uh-uh.
cute ass. She has good
She's
But
like,
titties
I
I
on her
already
just
got
body.
one crazy ex. Y'all not gonna find out about who my daddy is. Let me just show you my titties again. That's all she gonna do.
so
Oh boy.
Alex, maybe Preston, um, Nick with
Mhm.
Tasia, hopefully.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like they should just send Amir and Natalie to the other summer house and let the
Agreed.
people tell them they don't fit in.
Yeah.
Be like, y'all don't make enough money to be over here. Leave us alone.
Mhm.
I mean, Amir could come back if he's single, but I don't want to see
Not
that
Right.
even.
girlfriend
I'm tired.
again.
I did not like. I don't like how he really leans into his other culture. He's like Drake. He's like what Kendrick says Drake is.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you're not really here for the culture. Like, why do you have to
Mhm.
tell Natalie they have like 6 wig changes a day?
Mhm.
That was
Mhm.
unnecessary, friend.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
something you
Mhm.
said to kind of knock down the black women, so that
Mhm.
your alabaster queen could feel uplifted and less insecure.
Although I
Right.
think that's the thing. She was insecure back in Dallas or wherever they from, even because she came in
Before even
crazy.
she got there. Mhm.
And you could
Mhm.
tell even when he first got there, like, oh, I can't do this. I can't, he was afraid.
Mhm.
He was like, let
Mhm.
me,
And who
when the girl
wants
started,
that?
yeah, like
Right.
he's like, let me go
Right.
hide upstairs while they show their titties in the living room.
Right.
And then
Right.
she's emasculating him as soon as she gets there, talking about she make more money. Come on,
Yeah.
dog. Like, who
Right.
needs to know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
even that.
That's
Not even making more money. It's like whatever I make, whatever he makes,
I know
is
what she's
okay.
saying. She's saying like she sells $2 million homes, and he
Mhm.
probably sells
100.
400,000 homes. I get it. Her quota is way higher, so she has to work harder. This is
Yeah,
my
but
thing.
why is
I
that a
kind of wish
conversation?
that the girls on the hammock treated Natalie the way that Summer and Jordan were treating her, where they were like, "No, we good. You want to
Mhm.
meet her? Nah, we good. We good."
Mm. Right? Yeah.
because she came in almost halfway looking down on the girls. Like that was her attitude. And it's like, ooh,
And I get it too. Like, again, she's in real estate. She don't need to be doing anything on TV looking crazy. But you kind of bow out quickly without having anything to say. And
yeah, but she came in trying to start mess,
me-
like from the
her
beginning.
biggest fear is Jordan, because this is a woman.
Mhm.
Her man was sweating heavy on
Mhm.
TV, and she was like, "Nah, I'm good. Love, enjoy."
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the problem. Like, if Jordan wanted him back, she's
Oh.
not stressed. But she's dealing with Jordan's toss away.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why she's so crazy. But it's like, okay, don't come on the show with that craziness though.
Mm.
Keep that crazy in Dallas, boo. At least come here and act confident and just, she just from the very beginning, she was listening to rumors and carrying stuff back to people and in the middle of things where it's like, girl, you heard someone told you a story. You weren't even there to witness it. So why are you even talking to people? So I would be happy if she don't come back for sure.
Yeah, like no one wants to see her back. Even the way she was petting Tasia's hair was
Mm.
very much like a macro. That was an aggression. It was aggressive as fuck. Um, like you're petting me in order to tell me something crazy about my man,
Right.
and you're
Yeah.
petting me like a foo fur. Like, what are you doing? Why are
Mm-hmm.
you touching me? But that's
And
what
I
I would have said.
love that
Why are you
Tasia was
touching me?
like, "No, I'm good." And she just looked like a complete fool. I was like, "Okay, girls, take this at
Yeah.
the restaurant." I thought maybe she would catch her on a walk or something, but I was like, "You're not gonna tell me nothing and have me stressed out on my flight. I'm straight. Like I'm getting ready to get on a plane,
And
girl."
then it's like, come back to me how? Like I'm literally leaving from this spot and going to the airport. Come back to me how? These chicks don't say nothing to me when they see me in New York. Nothing.
Exactly. I'm gonna watch it on TV like the rest of y'all. Like what you gonna do now? Like what? So
And I want to see the reaction that all the hammock chicks will have when they see how Natalie was frowning down on them. Because up to now, Noelle's the only one who was like, maybe we shouldn't have been speaking to Natalie. And then Amir should have been like, don't get in that. Mind your business. But he can't tell her mind her business and don't get in that because she beat him.
but also too, I
Mm.
feel like her whole thing behind what she was gonna say to Tasia, I believe it's not just what the girl said, it's also what Amir said because
Yeah.
Amir was saying the whole time, like, if I did what Nick was doing, my girl would be mad. Even before she
Mm-hmm.
got there, he's
Yeah,
making
because he has
it
the first
straight.
relationship ever in the world. The problem is he's saying all of this stuff to show Natalie, I'm so much better than Nick. I'm a
Than Nick.
good
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
And
really want to
instead,
know
you
who
just looking more whipped than Nick. That's all, really.
Right. Yeah. That's not how you run a relationship, a long-term relationship. You don't compare yourself to anybody. Every relationship is different. So
but yeah, like I don't one, I really hope that her and Nick didn't break up because I
yes,
they're a cute couple.
they
And
are. Mm-hmm.
again, they have the good bones for something,
Yeah.
something that could look like black excellence
Mm-hmm.
romantically. But
Mm-hmm.
I think we're too early in the series or in the show
Mm-hmm.
to gut the entire cast,
Mm-hmm.
but they need more single people,
Right.
they need more liquor, but not it's like they're guzzling the liquor and having full on meltdowns. They need the liquor to kind of be sparse throughout the day.
Yeah, and just not be so
They
naked like
either
Shanice. I'm.
Yeah, I think they either need more single people or they need the couples to actually be there. You know what I mean? Like it would be
Mhm.
okay if Tasia was there or if
Right.
even I don't even like Natalie, but it would be more interesting if she was there the whole time or there more than a weekend or whatever. Because I was like,
Right.
no, to see you not, basically having to be in good behavior because you're in a relationship. Like, what are we watching right now?
Right.
So
So then you're
either
not
have
having
couples
fun.
there
Mm-hmm.
and then we can
Mm-hmm.
see like okay whatever like have the couples there longer or have more single people and then either they interact with each other or they interact with people out and about. But I'm kind of like this whole some of us are single but we can't talk to the other people in the house and there's
And
nobody else on
they
the
can't.
island is like not
Right.
that interesting.
Yeah, and
Or
and
even
and they
I
can't
think
even.
Alex and Noel had a chance.
Yeah,
But Summer sent her over there to do something that Alex absolutely
doesn't appreciate.
would she sent her over there to show interest in a way that is obviously a turn off for Alex.
Uh huh. Uh
Like he
huh.
was like, damn, she acting crazy already and we ain't even
Yeah.
exchanged numbers.
Right. Right. Right.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, so that would have been interesting if they hadn't like killed that flirtation like the second episode or
so
whatever.
early,
That would have been
right,
interesting.
right.
Yeah, like if he kind of was like, okay, you know what I mean? That kind of would have been interesting. At least that would have had if they had some sort of triangle, that would have been interesting throughout the season. But
Mm-hmm.
since he was kind of like, I'm above both of you all, that is like,
No,
okay.
because he when she comes to him trying to act like I feel a little jealous. What?
Right?
Nah, I'm good.
In a club, in a club.
You gonna have me looking crazy on TV.
Right. Yeah.
Especially since you were just tonguing somebody yesterday. So why would
Right.
you
Right?
be
Like
jealous
He was,
which
today?
is
Like,
that's
yeah.
actually the thing that made him be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Go do what
You
you
can do
doing.
that. Right. Right. Uh-uh. So, what are you looking forward to the next episode? Because we see the confrontation continues between Bria and Nick. She disappeared. Erica, what are you looking forward to the next episode? Because Nick and Bria continues with their confrontation.
I'm trying to remember for the previews. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see what Bria has to say for herself, really. But because I think Bria, the way Bria handles arguments is always weird anyway. She kind of always just walks off. So I don't think that's going to really get Nick anywhere. But I appreciate that Nick was strong enough to be like, taking it to them one on one for real. Like, I think one thing I can say this season is that anytime anybody had, like, I like the way he brought it to Summer and Jordan, and I like the way he brought it to these three, about their gossiping. I feel like he could have been a little bit harder on Natalie because really she was the messy one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like that he's like, no, Bria, what was said, and that's the problem. It's like if Bria had said it to Tasia, that'd be one thing, but Natalie heard what she wanted to hear and then took it back. So I'm like, he really should have been harder on both of them. But Bria is interesting because she's kind of like, okay, I'm out. I'm not even going to respond. So I think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see how that plays out. Of course, I don't want her to lose Milo, so hopefully they'll find Milo.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Uh,
from Nick's perspective, like how do you move around these people now?
mm, mm-hmm.
Like for me, I stay in my room. And everything they have to like my natural response would be to stay in my room and anything they thought they had to say to me, yes, no, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I would fully
Well,
disengage.
but this is a summer house, though. You can't afford to do that.
It's the last episode. I would be so disconnected they wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
call my ass
Mm-hmm.
back for next season. They absolutely wouldn't because like as a man, this is a very, very sensitive
Mm-hmm.
climate. You cannot make these
Right, right,
accusations
right,
against
right,
men,
right.
especially if they're false. Especially if you're like, and I get it, right? Like women, they say women should be able to wear whatever they want or not wear anything and feel safe. Shanice, no one has touched Shanice. As a matter of fact, I think they're kind of put off by Shanice's um
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
exhibitionist. Like
Right.
they don't like it. Like it's a put
No,
off to them. Cause
disgusting.
Amir was put off by it last time. Alex wasn't really feeling it. Nickel look, but that's clearly not the kind of woman he would want to bring to his home,
Clearly,
right?
right.
So it's like, how do you move? Like, how do I? Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. Actually, I'm not going to sleep because we just came from brunch. It's about to be a long fucking day. How do you navigate that?
Well, I
Mm.
think he's going to. Well, yeah, but I think really the main one I think Noelle and Shanice kind of skirted out of it, but Bria is gonna be the main one where he's like, I'm done.
Yeah, but I,
Because you
I and I
can't be
don't.
serious. You was just
Right.
asking me to sleep in your bed.
Yeah.
Does your man know that? Is that flirty? I would be like, you see, he was far nicer than me, and maybe it's because it's in the moment. But yo, does your man know you wanted me to sleep in your bed? And go upstairs. Simon, I felt uncomfortable. She asked me to be her sleep support. And I didn't know what that was, but she said it was cuddling. And then she said she kind of was missing sex. Go have that discussion.
That would be fun. That would be
And
fun
be
to
like,
watch.
Shanice, call your mom. I wanna hear about how I want to know what you told her about what should happen when you disrobe in front of a man right by his face. Like, was I
Okay,
looking at you or were you pushing your ass in my eyes?
that's a good one. That would be juicy. Hmm.
Yeah, but he's too
Okay.
much of a gentleman to really take it to them like that.
Hmm.
And by the way, Amir, you let your what if I came and told your girl stuff about you? What if I said that everybody's talking about how your girl emasculates you? Is that guy code?
Hmm.
You know, I would, yeah, I would. There would only be two options, and in both options, they not inviting me back to that summer house. I'm either blacking on them, or I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. I would still end up blacking on them because when they try to talk to me, nah, nah, get out of my face. I don't want to touch you. I don't want you in arm's length of me. Leave me alone. The same way Bria, because Bria and Summer still ain't had a conversation, eh?
Mm.
Because Bria
Oh,
was like, nah, Summer, get out my face with that. I ain't talking to you like that.
I think they did later on.
Did
No?
they? No. Summer came to talk to Bria, and Bria was like, man,
Mm. I thought they talked about it and they confessed love for each other and they said, let's move on. No?
did they? I might have missed
Not
that.
Bria. I thought Summer talked to Noel
Noel. She spoke to
and they
Noel, and Noel was
made up.
basically
Ah,
like, I ain't messing with
giving them
we
space.
good, we cordial, but I'm not
Yeah,
messing
but
with you
giving
like
them
that.
space. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And when
And
she
then I
went to talk to Bria, Bria was like,
No, no,
no.
no, no.
but it's interesting because it's like they not trying to kick her out the house though.
Which is
Right?
also after watching this, as Mariah, I'd come back and be like, yo, pull my contract paperwork up. I'm gonna be back next summer.
I want
Yeah,
her back.
I would
You
love
want her
Mariah
back.
to come back. I think she would
Yeah.
add a
But I
little.
just don't know how I don't know how her vibe fits in with them. It kind of fits with Alex's a little bit.
Hmm.
That would be interesting to see her and Alex end up having something. But she's a love the earth.
Yeah,
She's a
yeah,
sun child. She's a flower
yeah,
child.
yeah, yeah. But she's good TV. I mean, she's beautiful. I wish she can come
And
back.
I didn't like Amir's way of apologizing to her.
He was full of shit. Like,
I
oh,
want to see how he apologized to Nick because there's no way on God's green he should have let his girl run rampant to like how you sending your girl to end my relationship, talking about their friends. They're more friends than you and
mhm.
I. And if she
Right?
is gonna go talk to my girl, isn't if girl code is for her to talk to Tasia, isn't guy code for you
Now
to
come
come
to
and talk
me.
to me?
Yeah, talk to me. Let me know what's going on.
Give me a heads up so I could talk to my girl.
Right, right. Mm, mm,
I tell you, I wouldn't have nothing to say to anybody in the house. Nothing. Nobody.
Well, we have one more episode left.
And in that episode, I'd be like, Bria, your dog probably didn't want you touching him anymore.
Well, I hope they find the dog. And then we have the reunion coming up. Any final thoughts, Goody Goody?
I really like the show because I like what it represents.
Hmm.
Something has to shake up with the cast. Um, they can't keep giving us this. I really would hope, like, I really did like Nick and Tasia, like, they were the cutest couple. Um,
Hmm.
and it's like when you see them in person,
Mm.
she's like outgoing and always all over the dance floor, and he's just watching her. Like the man did love her.
Oh,
He watches her in awe. Like wow.
Mm.
Um,
Wow. Okay.
I want to see. I want to see because I know when Alex was on Watch What Happens Live, he said to keep watching to see if him and Noel have another discussion. I would like to see that. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm really just looking forward to the reunion now that everyone has seen the episodes because, we all see it at the same time. I'd love
Mm-hmm.
to see the reunion.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I feel like Alex is gonna be shocked. Like everybody, all the girls are calling him a fuck boy.
No, he's not going to be shocked. He knows what it is. I think he
Oh.
knows they get together and they talk that smack about him.
Mm, mm, mm. Interesting.
But
Exactly,
you
Erica.
want to know what I also want to revisit?
Yeah,
Shanice and Jordan don't seem that close, right?
but they went on vacation together.
Shanice and Jordan don't seem that close. Why was Jordan acting like her issue with Alex was Shanice
Yes,
when I think her issue with Alex was how he played Summer out?
it was all from nowhere. When Alex is trying to check on her, I've been seeing you're very quiet. All of a sudden, oh, my friend. I'm like, where is this
They're
coming
they're
from?
not friends like that. Like they're not. If
Ah,
if Jordan and Jasmine ain't friends, Jordan and Shanice ain't friends.
mm,
What did Jordan call Jasmine? The ops?
yeah, imagine. And they've been friends for such a long time, though.
And even when Jordan and Summer were on Watch What Happens Live, Summer's clearly not. Her and Jordan are still on the outs, and
Mm,
um, Jasmine is kind of like, mm, it doesn't appear that they're on the good foot either.
mm. Oh, I did not watch that. I did not watch. I watched Jasmine on watch what happens live, but I did not watch Jordan. I cannot stand
No,
Jordan. I'm
Jordan. I didn't see Jordan. I saw Alex and Candy,
yes.
Jasmine and Summer, Preston, and I forget
Oh,
who was with
Oh, okay.
Preston.
okay, okay, okay. And I saw Preston. Preston was with somebody. I watched that too.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, Erica. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with Goody. I think the whole thing with Jordan, maybe that was just, I don't know, production giving her an excuse. Like, girl, you just don't like Alex ever since he called you the troubled girlfriend or the whatever he called her, the uh
Mm,
the the tormenting friend, whatever. So um yeah, so I'm excited about the reunion because I feel like some of the things will be interesting to see kind of where everybody's relationship is. Is Amir still with Natalie? Are Nick and Tasia still together? Um, did I guess Donald and Preston move in together? So definitely excited. I think you definitely need the reunion to kind of give you that gap between seasons. So I'll be
I
excited for the
mean,
reunion.
Natalie and Amir been in the comments on Twitter fighting for their life
oh, oh,
Well,
okay.
as they should. So
because people's like, well, Amir's like, she didn't have bad intention. People's like, if you don't get this white chick out of here, she's not white. Yeah, she's white.
Yeah, of course she is. Of course she is. Um, well. One more episode, and you guys, we cannot wait for the reunion. I
So
also
we have
watch.
2 more weeks of it.
Yes, right? I think
Do you
so.
think they're getting a third season?
I hope so. Why not?
The
I
numbers
think
haven't
so.
been that great.
Oh, really? Oh,
But I don't know. I mean, how high are the regular summer house numbers? Or do
The
either of those
regular
numbers
Summer
change?
House numbers pull in like 400,000 per episode, and this cast is pulling in like 250, 300.
well, it's
It's ramping. They're ramping.
but it's expected. I mean, even it's always like this. Like, when it's a black cast, is the numbers are not gonna be as great. I mean, even the bachelor, when a black bachelor or bachelorette comes over, the numbers are not the same as compared to the white folks. So I think it should not be cancelled. I think they should be given another opportunity, and we should
Like I
not be
understand there was a list of renewed shows for Bravo and it wasn't on it, but it's still early. Maybe it was an incomplete list.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I hope they
oh,
come
okay.
back. I feel like
Yeah.
they're doing just as good as half the housewives for sure. I mean,
Child. You see Sheree ain't coming back?
I know.
Shamia, they are gonna bring Shamia. I'm like, if what else is Shamia is gonna give us? Now I understand she's been very open about, her daughter's health issues. Ah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I feel like they are really, really trying, Little Housewives of Atlanta to.
Well, I mean,
I don't
everyone that's gone is, I didn't want Candy gone, but and I don't
know.
even know what that dynamic is like. So now it's just Portia and Kenya,
Mm.
and it's
And all the other new girls,
child Portia and
and
Kenya and the new girls.
Drew
Child,
and Drew. Well, this Drew is coming back.
did she get her peach back?
Yeah, Drew. It's hard. Drew and Kenya, and then
Is
Shamir.
that man out
And
of is that man out of Drew house yet?
I, girl, listen.
Drew and Ralph giving me Mel and Martell vibes.
Oh
Cause
gosh.
what does Ralph do?
I think
Uh,
I think they have separated. No.
They're separated in the same house.
yeah.
Which is
Oh.
what black folk be doing anyway. So I don't know why people acting so. How are they living in the same house? Black people be doing it in a one bedroom apartment. So I think they'll be fine.
Or at least that's what the husband tells you when you meet him on the street. I'll just say that.
Girl.
Oh boy,
We're
oh
not
boy.
together. I'm only living there because of inflation. Yes. Okay.
We're like roommates. I'm looking for he will Risa Tisa. Let's look for somewhere where we can move. And they ain't
Exactly.
looking for nothing. I put something
Exactly.
down on the house, but I
The
lost it.
lies. The lies.
But yeah,
Oh
the
man.
you
That
know,
being said, I do hope they bring this show back because
I
I
do.
think it adds a different dynamic. I think
It
it
does.
shows a different class of black people. And I do like, I mean, they don't have to go overboard, but I do like the little, moments of history. That's kind of cute. So,
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm,
okay with
mm-hmm,
it. But yeah, just
mm-hmm.
make it a little bit more entertaining and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, I
It was
agree.
freaking
And
emotional. They were all in their feelings for so much of the season. Gosh.
mm, we want more of messiness, not more of people being emotional. We want just
See, I don't even know if I need messy. I just need something that's with depth, like something that
mm,
you give a damn about
mm-hmm,
drama, but it doesn't even have to be messy. Like,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, or at least drama that you explain
Drama,
to
good
us what the
drama.
basis is. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Like, Summer just acted crazy, like, for no reason, really, for 8 episodes. Like, what? And
but if it,
Jordan, I don't know what's been wrong with. I want Jordan. Maybe she needs to come out the closet or something. I'm like, Jordan, whatever's going on with you, let's try to
Uh-huh,
resolve it by next season
uh-huh.
because you were
Girl.
acting kind of crazy last season too. So I just need you to.
Yeah, and it's like it's not about her losing her hair. There's something more than that. Like, girl, you know.
Yeah. She was a little
Yeah.
tormented last year too. So let's
Yes.
leave some of that behind or do some flashbacks or something so we can see what's going on. One of the two. But so yeah.
I agree. I agree. But and the three of us, including Goody, right?
oh
Goody will
Lord,
be here next Tuesday, and then the weekend after that. But you guys, before you leave, I need you guys to go watch The Ultimatum South Africa. Oh my
what
gosh,
channel?
Wait,
it's on
watch what
Netflix.
now?
The Ultimatum South Africa. Have
Okay.
did you watch the Ultimatum? The one there was an Ultimatum five
No,
seasons.
because
Yeah, I still follow April. April's whole life is different now.
Oh, now. There's Ultimatum South Africa. Oh my
But are you
God.
following the people from the first ultimatum?
No.
Like April has a child with the guy she met. Like she
Oh,
has like
really?
a 2-year old.
She was serious though. She really needed, she wanted to be a wife and, get married. So I can see that.
The other
Oh,
one
okay.
is now a lesbian. The one
Who?
that her boy
She was older.
yeah. Well no, the
Was
one
it?
you remember the guy Jake?
Yes.
Wasn't he April's boyfriend? Yes. He was April's boyfriend and
So
he
what
left
about?
her for the
Yeah.
girl and the girl turned out to be a lesbian.
Oh, yes.
And he be
So
looking miserable in his little IG, but April is happy as pie.
All right. Well, I'll check it out. I feel
check
like
it out.
Netflix shows are hard to review, but I will take a look.
Check it out. Check it out, please. I am.
How many
Hopefully
episodes did they release? They released the whole
nine.
season?
Just nine. Yeah, nine episodes, and then the reunion is coming up on 24th of May. It's fun. It's really fun and messy and all African culture. Like I am so excited about it. It's so good. Okay, listen. Follow my girls exactly, Erica and Goody Gabor. Listen, Goody, you have to come back because don't be lazy. Come back next Tuesday and the Tuesday after that for the
Goodbye.
reunion.
Goodbye. This was great.
All
All right, you
right,
guys.
guys.
I'll be back
Bye,
next
everybody.
Tuesday.
All right, bye. Listen, follow each one of us. We are gonna be here back on Tuesday and the Tuesday after that for the reunion. It is your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African Queen. Have a good night, everybody.